Hello and welcome to Dotto Tech. Our show today is dedicated to helping you become far more productive. Now, if you run a small business, we've shown you many inkjet-based printing and multifunction solutions in past shows. But if you've got higher volume printing needs, you might think that you need to move up to a laser printer. Well, not so, at least not anymore. Exhibit 1, Your Honor, the OfficeJet Pro L7580. For under $500, you can have a workhorse multifunction printer in your office. It is sort of a sheep in wolf's clothing. An inkjet printer that has the same quality and speed in the black and white world as laser with comparable costs. And yet it still manages to excel in the color world. It is semi-miraculous. Let me take you on a quick tour of this product. It is a multifunction printer, meaning it's a fax, scanner, copier, and printer all in one. And we have access to all of the main functions here from the control panel. So it's got the ability to be able to do all our faxing, our scanning, all of that with a small little LED screen here to control all of the functions. Now in the top we have an ADF, or automatic document feeder. It'll hold up to about 50 sheets of paper, which is fantastic if you're faxing large documents or copying large documents. Now the scanner itself that works with the automatic document feeder or as a flatbed scanner will scan at 2400 by 4800 dots per inch, so it does very high resolution. Now the printer, when we actually go about printing, will print at 1200 by 4800 optimized for color, but the standard for most of our black and white and office work is going to be 1200 by 1200 dots per inch. Now I need to point out something here. Although this is a color inkjet printer, it's not designed for fine photo work. It'll do a good job on the odd photo, but it's really designed for printing office color documents on plain paper as opposed to on glossy paper. Now you can, if you do need to print off a couple of photos, print them off. You can even plug in your camera card so you can print directly from camera cards. But as I say, it's really designed, it's not a photo product, it's designed as an office product. So it's designed to excel in plain paper printing. Some additional features they've built in include an optional duplexing attachment and built-in Ethernet that allows you to share it with the whole network. So it's going to really sit nicely in the heart of your entire office. Now, one of the real keys to this particular product is a new investment in inkjet technology that HP's made over the past few years with their Vivera inks. And here's one of the ink cartridges. Now, this is an actual ink cartridge as opposed to a printhead and ink cartridge. In a lot of other technologies, and a lot of older inkjet technologies, but the inkwell and the printhead are built into a single unit. Now, this is great if you're doing only occasional printing. You don't need large volumes of ink, but a printer like this, having them separate, means that we can go through multiple ink cartridges before we have to replace the printhead. And they've done a lot of it. They've invested a lot in this overall technology. For example, we see here all of our ink cartridges, but you notice there's extra space around this black cartridge. This allows us to put in higher capacity black cartridges that allow us to print more documents in black and white before we have to replace the cartridge. That's very good for us. And one thing that really impresses me about all the printer manufacturers today, and HP specifically, is a commitment to environmental responsibility. And we see it manifested in several different ways with this product. The first way is we use less ink when we're printing with this because they've built technology that actually recirculates ink that's in danger of drying out in the printhead back into the inkwell itself, so it gets reabsorbed with the rest of the ink. So we end up wasting less ink because the printer doesn't have to purge and clean out that dried ink in the printhead. That's one aspect. Another aspect is that you can actually take your old cartridges, send them back to HP for recycling, and they do that at no charge to you. So this extra commitment to environmental responsibility is a big plus. We first showed you this new print technology from HP a few years ago, and now it's working its way through their entire lineup of products. For small businesses, all-in-ones make so much sense. A printer like this can be a tool that makes your whole office work better, and more importantly, it makes you look better. Take your printing seriously, and take a serious look at the OfficeJet Pro L7580. Want more information on the products that we covered on today's show? Then check out our website. We've got podcasts, streaming video, and a searchable database going all the way back to our first season. Check it out at dottotech.com.